Hi, Dale and Sandy. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank
I'd love to talk about what were some of the things that were important to you as you got ready to list your home for sale.
Well, I think getting it sold in the right time frame was probably the most critical because we had broken or had signed the contract for this new house. And, everything was really riding on getting that house sold in the right time frame for, we didn't want to give it away,
Sure.
but at the same time, we wanted to price it so that it would sell.
And not sell too early, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, the timing was really important. You
Yeah.
put a deposit down and then it had X number of months to get constructed and you didn't want to be homeless.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. And we didn't want to have to worry about maintaining a second home or having to rent that out or whatever in the meantime until it did sell. And just, we've had two houses for years and it's just kind of a pain. So it's nice to know that we could just have one and that's it. So.
You did something that I think is super smart, and not everyone thinks to do this. You called me several months before you even put a deposit on a home to build, just so that you could be prepared. How does our house look now? What do we need to do to get it ready for the market? We're not 100% sure we want to sell, but if we were, what do we do now? And that was so insightful on your part. Is that something you've done each time you've sold a house? How did you come up with that idea?
We have to give credit to our previous realtor, Paul Henry,
In
up
Virginia.
in the DC area.
Good job, Paul. Shout out. Woohoo.
He's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
He's a great guy. Things like landscaping, you really needed to do a year ahead of time so that things could grow and blend and it wouldn't look like you just landscaped it.
Things were blooming too.
Yeah.
So, because it's more seasonal there,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah, so you could take good pictures.
Yeah.
And a few modifications and repairs and a little remodeling that we needed to have done. So it was just a lot to get done. And we kind of felt like this house, we wanted to take the same approach and just have a really good, clear idea early on what we needed to do so that we didn't have to try to cram everything into the last few weeks before we put it on the market.
And so we had no surprises doing the pre-sale inspection. I like doing that too, so that when we had a contract that was contingent upon inspection,
Yeah.
that we didn't we didn't know about that or some big thing. We had to give the buyer no reason to back out of the contract, that everything would be found in good working order and all that, just because you don't always know what's happening in the walls of your house and things like that. So
That was a super smart move, because when it came to negotiating, you knew exactly the condition of your home,
right,
and could negotiate with great confidence that the next buyer wouldn't find anything significant or truly unforeseen. So
Right.
that was a really smart idea. What made you nervous or concerned about selling your home?
Just knowing the volatile nature of the market, that sometimes it could be hot, sometimes it could be cold. We weren't sure exactly what condition we would find it in. We also kind of felt like we were getting in right at almost the tail end of the selling season on the island, because we know that is very cyclical. And so, getting it listed in mid-February, I think, that was kind of, we felt like that was about the latest we could possibly get it and expect to sell it in a reasonable time frame. And fortunately, it worked out. But I think
that was probably the most nerve-wracking. Was, is it going to sell in time, or are we going to have to wait a whole other season to put it back on the market and do it again, and all of that? So yeah, that was probably the biggest stressor.
I mean, I would say probably the thing we had the most confidence in was the pricing strategy, because that was something that we discussed in detail. And you can look at Zillow estimates all day long, and be really impressed with what you think your house is worth. But
in real life.
yeah, that's not always the best guide or indicator of real value. So I think the insights that you had based on, real transactions and sales, and, things can vary widely from one development to another. So the same square footage in one place can be priced vastly differently, just across the road.
That's right. And do you remember what you listed and sold your home for?
We sold it for $590. I do remember that.
I think we listed, wasn't it $599?
It was $599.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
You got a great price because you priced right.
Yeah.
So when you decided that you were going to build a house and you were getting ready to start the process of preparing your home to sell, what then? How did you shop for a real estate company to work with, a real estate agent to work with?
Well, we really, to be perfectly honest, you are the only one we talk to. But having, somebody that I know and trust recommend you meant a lot. And then after I met you, I was like, absolutely, yeah. We didn't feel we needed to talk to anybody else after we talked to you. So
thank you very much.
I mean, word of mouth is everything to me. I mean, you can read online reviews, and those you have to take with a grain of salt because you don't know the person, or somebody's got a vendetta or whatever their issue is.
I wrote them a really nice online review. Are you saying that doesn't matter?
No, it does matter. But I mean, you have to look at those things, yeah, and just kind of, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Some people who work with you are awesome too. So
thank you very much. I'm sure that brought a smile to my whole team's face when they.
Oh, good. Yeah, yeah, you guys are great. So.
Thank you. Thank you both very much. It's an honor and a privilege to help you with your home. And we love knowing you. I love running into you. I've loved seeing your new home.
Thank
and
you.
I look forward to a continued relationship.
Your orchid is thriving out back, by the way. And if we ever do come back to Sanibel, which I won't 100% discount as the years go on, you'll be the one we come to. So.
Well, I hope so. And we do, we have 2 offices, and one in Sanibel, one in Fort Myers. And we have a team of folks that work heavily throughout Southwest Florida. So we can help you with selling your home and buying your new home.
Now that's good to know. Okay,
yes. Good. Yeah, we're here for you.
Excellent. Very good. Thank you, Susan.
All right. Well, thank you both very, very much. I appreciate it. Wishing you and your family the very best.